Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Well, have you ever imagined you want to tell your friend about the delicious mango you just ate, or the amazing playground, or any shopping mall you visited? Would you just say it was a mango, or I went over there, I enjoyed there, it was good? No, you won't. It would be so boring for the other person to know that. So let's talk about descriptive writing, that how you can make your writing very interesting. Well, the answer is descriptive writing. Descriptive writing is like painting a picture with words. Instead of using crayons or paint, you use exciting words to help your readers see, hear, smell, taste, and feel exactly what you are describing. You want your reader to feel like they are right there with you. Wow. Now look at this example. I saw a dog. This sounds boring. How can you make this line interesting? Well, by using descriptive techniques. How? I saw a shaggy brown dog with floppy ears and a tail that wagged like a happy pendulum. Now you can really imagine the dog. In descriptive writing, we use our five senses: sight, sound, smell, touch, and taste. In sight, you can talk about colors, shapes, sizes, and textures. In sound, you can talk about how loud it was, how soft it was, who was whispering, what was buzzing. When you will talk about smell, you can mention about sweet, rotten, smoky, fresh. When you are talking about feel, you can mention rough, smooth, soft, prickly, hot, cold words. When you are talking about the taste, you can mention sweet, sour, bitter, salty, and spicy. Now let's look at the criteria of a good descriptive writing. Right now you know what is descriptive writing, but what we have to include while doing descriptive writing, what makes it great? Lots of sensory details, verbs and adjectives, shows, don't just tells, clear image and organized information. Let's talk about lots of sensory details. The first criteria, where you have to use five senses so the reader can really imagine everything. Please remember here that in descriptive writing, your writing must include the use of five senses. Otherwise, the reader will not be able to imagine what you are talking about. In order to include all the senses and to make it more meaningful, you have to use a lot of verbs and adjectives. And instead of using the journal one, try to use more specific, different words. Instead of ran, use dashed or sprinted. Instead of nice, use charming or delightful. The third point is, instead of saying that it is showing this, instead of just saying that it tells, now what you have to do is, for example, the boy was sad. It describes how he looked or acted when he was sad. Just saying he was sad or happy is not enough in descriptive writing. You have to mention how actually he was feeling. You have to bring that into the mind of the reader so that the reader can visualize what the character or what that thing was or what the character was doing. Clear image. When you read it, you can form a clear picture in your mind of what is being described. And the information should flow very nicely. For example, describing a room from left to right. Now, let's look at a very interesting example. Write a descriptive writing on a mighty mango. The step number one is choose your topic. Now, instead of writing mango, a mango, it's not enough. In descriptive writing, you have to write it very differently. You have to actually describe it so that a person can imagine or visualize that actual thing in his or her mind. So you can write down a ripe, juicy mango. Step number 2, after identification of the topic, because the topic is the first thing that you have to write on the top. Then below the topic, the next thing is how you write down the details. So before going into the details, first try to brainstorm sensory details. Come up with the words that you have to use in the description. Instead of just writing it down or quickly starting doing that writing task, first write down the words that you have to use. You can make the vocabulary list on any rough copy or any rough page, and then you have to choose the best words. You can also consult your dictionaries as well. For example, if we are talking about the mango, what we can do is, if we are talking about its color, golden yellow skin, reddish blush, slightly bumpy skin, green stem, big brown seed inside, bright orange flesh. Now these are the words that are talking about how it looks like. Then when we talk about its sound, if somebody was eating or if we try to cut it or something like that, then you can use the word squelching sound when squeezed, soft hump when cut, slurp when eating. Once you are talking about the smell, you can mention that it was a sweet mango, it was very fruity, tropical, strong, the juicy aroma of the fruit. So this is how first you have to brainstorm sensory details. You have to include the words related to all the 5 senses, and please first make a list of all the words. Then you have to choose the best ones. Then after using all the sensory words, step number 3 is use strong words. That means instead of using simple words for the rest of the description, try to come up with the new words. Here I would like you to understand or realize the importance of using dictionary in your daily routine. If you are in the classroom, try to use dictionaries, and if you are at your homes, please start using dictionaries. This is how you can improve your vocabulary. Descriptive writing is the best example for this, where you can improve your vocabulary a lot. So instead of writing good smell, try to use aromatic, fragrant. Instead of using the word yellow again and again, you can mention the word golden, sun-kissed. Now step number 4, organize your ideas. It's very important that you have to organize the information. Either you can organize the information in the form of different paragraphs. If you think you have to really write a big descriptive description, or you can also organize the flow of the information. For example, first you can talk about how it looks, then you can talk about its smell, then how it feels like when you touch that mango, and once you eat that, how it feels like. The final step is write your draft. So first you have to do your rough draft. The rough draft is going to help you to identify all the mistakes once you are going to cross check it. Then the neat draft will help you to get the final look of the descriptive writing. So once you have to start writing your final, first the rough draft, you have to put all the information together and then write it down. Then identify all the other mistakes, if there are any grammar mistakes, punctuation mistakes, if capitalization is missing, if the heading is missing, then identify that and rewrite the final draft. Now let's look at this example, how we can convert it into a good descriptive writing. On the kitchen counter sat a glowing sun-kissed mango. Its golden yellow skin had a blush of fairy red near its stem, hinting at the sweetness inside. When I gently squeezed it, the skin felt smooth and firm, but with a slight give, promising luscious juiciness. As I brought it closer, a strong, sweet tropical aroma filled the air, making my mouth water. With a gentle slice, the knife slipped through its velvety flesh, revealing a vibrant, bright orange interior. The first bite was an explosion of sweet and tangy flavor, so refreshing and rich that I closed my eyes to savor every sticky, delicious drop. It was a truly heavenly taste. Now, I hope once you are listening, you are able to visualize that mighty mango. Because when I was reading, I was actually visualizing this mango. So, this is the true beauty of descriptive writing, where you have to describe the person, object, whatever topic you have. Now, let's look at another sample, my favorite toy. My favorite toy is a robot. It is red and silver. It has arms and legs. It can make sounds. I play with it a lot. It is fun. Were you able to visualize this robot? I could not visualize it. Why? Let's look at the example in the good one first. Now, the good one is my favorite toy is Sparky, the gleaming red and silver robot. His smooth metallic body shines under the light, and his sturdy jointed arms end in clunky silver pincers. When I press the button on his chest, a deep whirring sound rumbles from within, followed by a series of beeps and boops that make me grin. Sparky's bright blue eyes glow softly when he's ready to play. I love how his heavy, flat feet clank on the wooden floor as I push him along. Holding him in my hands, I can feel the cool, hard metal and the tiny gears whirring inside, making him feel alive. Playing with Sparky always fills my room with exciting adventures. Now, these two were the sample descriptive writings about my favorite toy. The first one was in 3 lines, just a description, a simple one. But the later one was a detailed one, using all the five senses, good words, and very written very creatively. Now, why the first one was bad? There we were just talking about that it's a robot of this color, it has arms, legs, and that's it. Because there was no imagination. The words, all the senses were not mentioned there, so we could not imagine that robot. The words were so plain in that example. All the senses were not discussed, and we were just telling that it was fun to play with that robot, that's it, and these were the two colors. However, in the second one, all the details were given. I hope the tips were useful for you, and you would be able to apply them while you will be doing descriptive writing. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, please click on the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. Take care. Bye bye.